Luna said no 23 times yesterday. I counted, even to things she loves, pancakes, swimming, the bath. I thought she hit early defiant phase. I was completely wrong.
She's not defiant. Her brain is doing something incredible right now, and most parents accidentally shut it down.
What is she actually doing?
She's building self-identity. Every no is her saying, I exist as separate from you. I'll show you how to respond without crushing it. Coming up. Even things she loves.
Even things she loves. You want to go to the beach? No. She loves the beach. What is happening?
And what did you say to me last night?
I said, I think she's doing this on purpose. I think she's testing me.
And I said, she's not testing you. She's not being defiant. She's not trying to push your buttons. She's being two. And there's a massive difference. Here's what's actually happening in a 2-year-old's brain. Between 18 months and 3 years, children go through what developmental psychologists call individuation. It's the first time they realize, I am a separate person from my parents. I have my own thoughts, my own wants, my own will. And the way they practice this brand new superpower is by saying no.
So no doesn't mean I hate your suggestion. It means I exist?
Basically, yes. Saying no is your child's first act of independence. It's how they practice having a self. And I know it doesn't feel like a milestone when they're screaming it at you for the 20th time. But developmentally, it's huge.
Okay, but if it's not defiance, why does it feel so personal? Because when Luna looks me dead in the eye and says no to something I know she wants, it feels like a power play.
Because adult brains interpret behavior through adult logic. In adult world, if someone looks you in the eye and refuses a reasonable request, that is a power play. But a 2-year-old doesn't have that circuitry yet. The prefrontal cortex, the part that does strategic thinking, manipulation, deliberate defiance, that doesn't fully develop until the mid-20s.
Wait, the mid-20s?
The mid-20s. So when you attribute adult motives to a 2-year-old, she's manipulating me, she's testing my limits. You're giving her credit for a brain she literally does not have yet.
So you're telling me my 2-year-old is not a criminal mastermind?
She can't even open a juice box by herself. No, she is not a criminal mastermind. And here's where it gets important. When you interpret no as defiance, your response escalates. You get firmer, louder. You threaten consequences. And now you're in a power struggle with a tiny human who doesn't even understand what a power struggle is. She just knows that saying a word made you upset, and that's confusing and scary.
So basically, I've been in a power struggle with someone who still needs help getting her pants on.
And losing.
And losing, which is humbling, because I've definitely done the whole, Luna, I said, put your shoes on now. As she just cries, and I feel terrible, and nothing got accomplished.
Nothing got accomplished because you were solving the wrong problem. The problem isn't that she won't obey. The problem is that she's practicing autonomy, and you're treating it like rebellion. Hold on. The exact line to use mid-meltdown is coming next. So what do we do instead? 3 approaches that work with the developmental stage, not against it. First, offer choices instead of commands. Don't say, put your shoes on. Say, do you want the red shoes or the blue shoes? Now she's not resisting your authority. She's exercising her brand new decision-making power, and she ends up with shoes on.
So you're sneaking the outcome inside a choice.
You're not sneaking at all. You're respecting her need for autonomy while still getting the thing done. Both can be true at the same time. Second, narrate instead of negotiate. When she says no to breakfast, instead of arguing, just start narrating. I see oatmeal in the bowl. It's warm. There are blueberries on top. I'm going to eat mine. Toddlers are driven by curiosity and imitation. When you stop pushing and start doing, they often come around on their own.
I tried this yesterday and I felt ridiculous. I was narrating my oatmeal like a food blogger, but she actually walked over and started eating.
Because you removed the power dynamic. There was nothing to say no to. You were just existing with your oatmeal.
Existing with my oatmeal? That should be on a t-shirt. I sat there narrating my breakfast like a cooking show, and she just walked over and started eating.
Because toddlers are wired to imitate. If you're doing something interesting, They want in. The trick is making oatmeal look more interesting than rebellion.
Apparently, I'm a very compelling oatmeal influencer.
Third, validate the no, then redirect. Luna, I hear you. You're saying no to shoes right now. That's okay. When you're ready, the shoes will be here. And then you walk away.
Just walk away? That takes a lot of self-control.
It does. But you're telling her? Your no matters, I heard it, and I'm not going to fight you. 9 times out of 10, she'll come put the shoes on within a few minutes. On her terms.
On her terms. That's the key part, right? She needs to feel like it's her decision.
At this age, yes. Because that's the developmental task she's working on. Am I a person who can make decisions? And every time you honor that, you're telling her yes. Yes, you are.
You know what changed my perspective on this? You told me to stop counting the no's and start counting the yeses. And when I actually paid attention, she says yes way more than no. It's just that the no's are louder.
They are louder, and they feel bigger, because no challenges us. But if you can zoom out and see the whole picture, your child is practicing something really important. They're building a self, and that self needs room to say no, even to the beach.
All right, homework. Next time Luna says no, I'm going to take a breath and remind myself she's not fighting me, she's building a self, and then I'll offer a choice or narrate or validate.
And for everyone watching, the next time your toddler says no and you feel that frustration rising, ask yourself one question. Am I angry because my child did something wrong? Or am I angry because my child didn't do what I wanted? Those are two very different things. Tell us in the comments.
If this changed how you see your toddler, hit subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye, everyone. And remember, they're not giving you a hard time. They're having a hard time.